I'm Brian Batt, and I'm asking you to give as generously as possible to Le Petit Theatre. This wonderful gem of a theater in the French Quarter gave me my start. It's been there for over 100 years, and when he visited, the late, great Terence McNally said, "This theater feeds the soul." Now more than ever, our soul needs feeding, and we can't wait to get back on the boards and present great theater here to our wonderful community in New Orleans. Give as generously as you can, and thank you. Stay strong, New Orleans.
Suspense. This is the Man in Black, here to introduce Le Petit Theatre de Vieux Carré's presentation of a tale compounded of mystery and suspicion, and dangerous adventure. A tale calculated to intrigue you, stir your nerves, to offer you a precarious situation, and then withhold the solution until the last possible moment. Our star tonight is one of the most compelling actresses gracing our stages today, Ms. Leslie Castay. Ms. Castay returns to Le Petit Theatre to appear in a study in terror by Lucille Fletcher called Sorry, Wrong Number. This story of a woman who accidentally overheard a conversation with death and who strove frantically to prevent murder from claiming an innocent victim is tonight's tale of suspense.
Operator, I've been trying to call Murray Hill 40098 for the last half hour, and it's been busy. I don't see how it could possibly be busy that long. Can you try that number for me, please?
I'll be glad to try that number for you. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all that time. It's my husband's office, and I'm all alone here in the house. My health is very poor. I've been feeling so nervous all day.
Ringing Murray Hill 40098.
Hello?
Hello, is Mr. Stevenson there?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hello, George?
Yes, this is George speaking.
Hello, who is this? What number am I calling, please?
I'm here with our client.
Oh, good. Is everything okay? Is the coast clear for tonight?
Yes, George. He says the coast is clear for tonight.
Okay.
Where are you now?
In a phone booth. Don't worry, everything's okay.
Oh, very well. And you know the address?
Yes, I know. Let's see now. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around the corner to 2nd Avenue for a beer.
That's right. 11 o'clock. And be sure all the lights downstairs are out.
Okay.
There should be only one light visible from the street.
Okay.
What's that? Sorry, just a minute, George. Wait, our client tells me that at 11:15, a train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise in case a window is open, and she should scream.
Hello, what number is this, please?
Okay, I understand. That's 11:15, the train, eh?
Yeah, and you remember everything else, George?
Yeah. I'll make it quick. As little blood as possible, because our client does not wish to make her suffer.
No, that's right. You'll use a knife?
Yes, a knife. It will be okay. Then afterwards, I'll remove the rings and the bracelets and the jewelry in the bureau drawer because our client wishes it to look like a simple robbery. Don't worry. Everything's okay. I know.
Oh, how awful. How unspeakably awful. Operator.
Your number, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
What number will you be calling?
Well, Operator, I was supposed to be calling Murray Hill 40098, but it wasn't. Some wires must have got crossed. I was cut into a wrong number, and I've just heard the most dreadful thing. Something about a murder. And, Operator, you'll simply have to retrace that call at once.
I beg your pardon? May I help you?
I know it was a wrong number, and I had no business listening, but these two men, they were cold-blooded fiends, and they are going to murder somebody, some poor, innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge, and we've got to stop them. We've just got to.
What number are you dialing?
It doesn't matter what number I was calling. This was a wrong number, and you dialed it for me, and we've got to find out what it was immediately.
What number did you call?
Oh, why are you so stupid? What time is it? Do you mean to tell me that you can't find out what that number was just now?
I'll connect you with the chief operator.
Oh, I think it's perfectly shameful. Now, look, it was obviously a case of some little slip of the finger. I told you to try Murray Hill 40098 for me. You dialed it. But your finger must have slipped, and I was connected with some other number, and I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now, I simply fail to see why you could make that same mistake again on purpose. Why couldn't you try to dial Murray Hill 40098 in the same careless way?
Murray Hill 40098. I'll try to get it for you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Murray Hill 40098 is busy.
Operator.
Your call, please.
You didn't try to get that wrong number at all. I asked you explicitly, and all you did was dial correctly.
I am sorry. What number are you calling?
Can't you for once forget what number I'm calling and do something for me? Now, I want to trace that call. It's my civic duty. And it's your civic duty to trace that call and apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you won't...
I will connect you with the chief operator.
Oh, well, please. All this talk can't make anyone understand.
This is the chief operator.
Oh, chief operator, I want you to trace a call, a telephone call, immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down. Because it was about a murder that someone's planning, a terrible, cold-blooded murder of a poor, innocent woman. Tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Can you trace it for me? Can you track down these men?
Well, I'm not certain. It depends.
Depends on what?
It depends on whether the call is still going on. If it's a live call, we can trace it on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can't.
Disconnected?
If the parties have stopped talking to each other.
Oh, but of course they must have stopped talking to each other by now. That was at least 5 minutes ago. And they didn't sound like the type that would make a long call.
Well, I could try tracing it. May I have your name, please?
Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Albert Stevenson. But listen.
And your telephone number, please?
Plaza 32098. But if you go on wasting all this time...
Why do you want this call traced?
Why? No reason. I mean, I merely felt very strongly that something ought to be done about it. These men sounded like killers. They're dangerous. They're going to murder this woman at 11:15 tonight. I thought the police ought to know.
Have you reported this to the police?
Well, no, not yet.
You want this call checked purely as a private individual?
Yes, but meanwhile...
I'm sorry, Mrs. Stevenson, but I'm afraid we couldn't make this check for you and trace the call just on your say-so.
But...
As a private individual.
Why?
We have to have something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You mean to tell me that I can't report there's going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Why, it's perfectly idiotic. Well, all right. I'll call the police.
I'm sure that will be the best way to deal with...
Ridiculous. Never heard of such nonsense.
Your call, please.
Police department. Get me the police department, please.
Ringing the police department.
Oh, can't you ring them direct?
Police Station 43, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police department? This is Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Elbert Smythe Stevenson of 5353 North Sutton Place. I'm calling to report a murder.
Huh?
I mean, the murder hasn't been committed yet. I just overheard plans for it over the telephone. Over a wrong number that the operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody is so stupid, and I guess in the end, you're the only people who could do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. 2 men were talking, and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in a house near a bridge. Are you listening to me?
What? Oh, yeah, yes, ma'am.
And there was a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go around for a beer on 2nd Avenue, and there was some third man, a client, who was paying to have this poor woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and bracelets and use a knife. Well, it's unnerved me dreadfully, and I'm not well.
Yes, I see. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Oh, then you can do something. You do understand.
What's your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Elbert Stevenson.
And your address?
5353 North Sutton Place. That's near a bridge. The Queensboro Bridge, you know. And we have a private patrolman on our street.
Yeah?
2nd Avenue is...
And, what was that number you were calling?
Murray Hill 40098, but that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 40098 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight, and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home.
Yes.
I'm an invalid, you know. And it's the maid's night off, and I hate to be alone, even though he says, as long as I have the telephone here right beside my bed.
We'll look into it, Mrs. Stevenson, and, see if we could check with the telephone company.
The telephone company said they couldn't check the call. The parties have stopped talking. I've already taken care of that.
Oh, you have?
Yes. And personally, I feel you ought to do something more immediate and drastic than just check the call. What good does checking the call do if they've stopped talking? By the time you track it down, they'll already have committed the murder.
Yeah, well, we'll take care of it. Don't you worry.
I say the whole thing calls for a search, a complete and thorough search of the whole city. I'm very near the bridge, and I'm not very far.
Yeah, you said.
From 2nd Avenue, and I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you just sent around a radio card to this neighborhood at once.
Well, what makes you think the murder is going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
Well, I don't know. Only the coincidence is so horrible. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
Yeah, well, 2nd Avenue, is a very long street, ma'am. And you know how many bridges there are in the city of New York alone, not to mention Brooklyn, Staten Island, and Queens, and the Bronx.
I know all that.
How do you know it isn't some little house on Staten Island on some little 2nd Avenue you never heard about? How do you even know they're even talking about New York at all?
I heard the call on the New York dialing system.
Well, maybe it was a long-distance call you overheard.
No.
Telephones are funny things. Now look, why don't you look at it this way? Hey, supposing you hadn't broken in on that telephone call, all right? Supposing you got your husband the way you always do, you wouldn't be so upset, would you?
Well, I suppose not. But it sounded so inhuman, so cold-blooded.
Well, a lot of murders are plotted in the city every day, ma'am. All right, we managed to prevent almost all of them, but, a clue of this kind is so vague, and it isn't much more use to us than no clue at all.
But surely you can't...
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking this call was phony, and somebody's planning to murder you.
Me? Oh, no. I hardly think so. I mean, Why should anybody? I'm alone all day and night. I see nobody except my maid Eloise.
Yeah.
And the only other person is my husband Albert. He's crazy about me. He adores me. He waits on my hand and foot, and he's scarcely left my side since I took sick 12 years ago.
Yeah, well, then there's nothing for you to worry about. You just leave the rest of this to us. We'll take care of it.
Well, what will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 now.
We'll take care of it, lady.
Well, will you broadcast it all over the city and send out squads and warn your radio cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhoods like mine?
Lady, I said we'd take care of it. Now, I got a couple other matters here on my desk that require immediate attention, so, good night, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, you idiot! Oh, why did I hang up the phone like that? Now he'll think I'm a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he? I'll get the operator again.
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Murray Hill 40098 number again? I can't think of what's keeping him so long.
I'll try it for you. I'm sorry, Murray Hill 40098 is busy. I'll try.
I can hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. If I could only get out of this bed for a little while. If I could get a breath of fresh air. Or just lean out the window and see the street. Hello, Albert. Hello? 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 Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello? 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 Oh, for heaven's sake! Who is this? Hello? 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 Who is trying to call me? What are they trying to do to me?
Your call, please.
Hello, operator. I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such inefficient, miserable service. Now look, I'm an invalid, and I'm very nervous, and I'm not supposed to be annoyed. But if this keeps on much longer...
What seems to be the trouble?
Well, everything's wrong. I haven't had one bit of satisfaction out of one call I've made this evening. The whole world could be murdered for all you people care, and now my phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds or so, and when I pick it up, there's no one there.
I am sorry. If you'll hang up, I'll test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put that call through, whatever it is, at once.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
You can't? And why? Why, may I ask?
The dial system is automatic. If someone is trying to dial your number, there's no way to check whether the call is coming through the system or not.
Oh.
Unless the person who's trying to reach you complains to this particular operator.
Well, of all the stupid... And meanwhile, I've got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time that phone rings, imagining everything.
I'll try to check the trouble.
Check it! Check it!
For you, ma'am.
Oh, what's the use of talking to you? You're so stupid! I'll fix her. How dare she speak to me like that? How dare she speak to me like that?
Your call, please.
Young woman, I don't know your name, but there are ways of finding you out, and I'm going to report you to your superiors for the most unpardonable rudeness and insolence that's ever been my privilege. Oh, give me the business office at once.
You may dial that number direct.
Dial it direct? I'll do no such thing. I don't even know the number.
The number is in the directory, or you may secure it by dialing information.
Yes, and here you... Oh, what's the use? Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm going out of my mind. Hello? Hello? Stop ringing me, do you hear? Answer me. Who is this? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Who's calling me? What are you doing it for? Now stop it! Stop it! Stop it, I say! If you don't stop ringing me, I'm going to call the police. Do you hear? Hello? Hello? Oh, if Albert would only come home. Oh, let it ring. Let it go on ringing. I won't answer it. I won't answer it this time. If it goes on ringing all night, I won't answer it. I won't answer it. It stopped. Why did it stop ringing all of a sudden? What time is it? Where's my clock? Where is it? 5 to 11. They've decided something. They're sure I'm home. They've heard my voice answering. That's why they've been ringing. Where is she? Why doesn't she answer?
Call, please.
Where were you just now? Why didn't you answer? Give me the police department.
I'm sorry, that line is busy. I'll call you when...
Busy? That's impossible. The police department can't be busy. There must be other lines available.
The line is busy. I'll try to get them for you later.
No, I've got to speak to them now. It may be too late. I've got to talk to someone.
What number do you wish to speak to?
I don't know, but there must be someone to protect people besides the police department. A detective agency?
You'll find agencies listed in the classified directory.
I don't have a classified. I mean, I'm too nervous to look it up. I don't know how to use the book.
I'll connect you with information. Perhaps she'll be able to help you.
No! Oh, you're just being spiteful, aren't you? You don't care what happens to me. I can die. You won't care. Oh, stop it! Stop it! I can't stand anymore! Hello! What do you want? Stop ringing! Will you stop?
Hello? Is this Plaza 32099?
Yes. Yes, this is Plaza 32099.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram here for Mrs. Albert Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive the message?
I'm Mrs. Stevenson.
The telegram is as follows. Mrs. Albert Stevenson, 53 North Sutton Place, New York, New York. Darling, terribly sorry. Tried to get you for last hour, but line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy. Love, signed, Albert.
Oh, no.
Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message?
No, thank you.
Well, thank you, madam. Good night.
Good night. No, I don't believe it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Nobody knows I'll be all alone. It's some trick. It's some trick. I know it.
Your number, please.
Operator, try that number. Murray Hill, 40098 for me just once more. Please.
You may dial that number direct.
Oh. 40098. Oh no, you're gone. Oh, Albert, how could you? How could you? Oh, but I can't stay alone tonight. I can't. If I'm alone one more second, I'll go mad. I don't care what he says or what the expense is. I'm a sick woman. I'm entitled to some consideration.
This is information. May I help you?
I want the telephone number of Henchley Hospital.
Henchley Hospital. Do you have the street address?
No, it's somewhere in the 70s. It's a very small, private, and exclusive hospital where I had my appendix out 2 years ago. Henchly. HenchlY.
1 moment, please.
Please, hurry. And please, what is the time?
You may find out the time by dialing Meridian 71212.
Oh, heaven's sake, I've no time to be dialing.
The number of Henchley Hospital is Butterfield 89970.
Is that Henchley Hospital?
Henchley Hospital.
Nurses Registry.
Who is it that you want to speak to?
I want the nurses registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. What is the nature of the case, madam?
Nerves. I'm very nervous. I need soothing and companionship. You see, my husband is away, and I...
Have you been recommended to us by any doctor in particular, madam?
No, but I really don't see why all this is necessary. I want a trained nurse. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago, and after all, I do expect to pay this person for attending me.
We quite understand that, madam, but these are war times, you know. Registered nurses are very scarce just now, and our superintendent has asked us to send people out only on cases where the physician in charge feels it is absolutely necessary.
Well, it is absolutely necessary. I'm a sick woman. I'm very upset, very. I'm alone in this house, and I'm an invalid. And tonight, I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully. A woman is going to be killed when a train crosses a bridge. In fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I'm afraid I'll go out of my mind.
Well, I'll speak to Miss Phillips as soon as she comes in. And what is your name, madam?
Oh, Miss Phillips, when do you expect her to come in?
I really couldn't say. She went out to supper at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock? But it's not 11 yet. Oh, my clock has stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it?
Just 15 minutes past 11.
What was
what, madam?
That clicked just now. In my own telephone. It's though someone had lifted the receiver off the hook, off the extension telephone downstairs.
I didn't hear it, madam. Now, about this nurse...
But I did. There's someone in this house. Someone downstairs in the kitchen, and they're listening to me now. They're listening. I won't pick it up. I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet, and they'll think... But if I don't call someone now while they're still down there, there'll be no time. I've got to get that operator.
Your call, please.
Operator, I'm in desperate trouble.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Please speak louder.
I don't dare speak louder. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry.
But you've got to hear me, please. Please, you've got to help me. There's someone in this house. Someone who's going to murder me. You've got to get in touch with the... There it is. Did you hear it? He's put it down. He's put down the extension phone. He's coming up the stairs. Give me the police department.
1 moment, please. I'll connect you.
Okay, hurry. Oh, I can hear him. Oh, no. Please! Oh God! Hurry!
Police Department, Precinct 53, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police department? Oh, I'm sorry. Must have got the wrong number. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
And so closes Lucille Fletcher's Sorry, Wrong Number. This is your narrator, the Man in Black, who conveys to you our thanks for spending this half hour with us in suspense. In the coming weeks, Le Petit will present new radio dramas and comedies starring the finest actors from our home here in New Orleans and across the nation. Join us in 2 weeks for the next captivating offering from Le Petit Theatre.
Why, Martha, why are you sitting here all alone in the dark with the lights off?
Oh, Frank, you startled me. I was just listening to Le Petit Theatre's presentation of Sorry Wrong Number, and it's given me goosebumps.
Le Petit Theatre? Well, Martha, I wish you'd let me know. I would have enjoyed hearing that.
Why, Frank, I thought you only liked musical theater.
Oh, it's true. I do love kicking my heels up at an exciting musical comedy, but I love almost everything at Le Petit. Mm-hmm. Classic dramas, comedies, musicals, children's productions, master classes, and special events.
Oh, yes, Frank. And little Timmy and Carol Sue so miss their pre-professional training in Le Petit's Young Conservatory.
And Sally Ann told me that she is just beside herself, wanting to get back to their theatrical workforce development program in technical theater.
I'll bet Le Petit could use our support now more than ever. What do you say we go on their website at www.lepetittheater.com and make a small donation?
Now, that is a fine idea, Martha. Just fine.
Why, look, Frank. They've posted tonight's presentation right here on their website, so we can listen to it whenever we want.
Oh boy, oh boy.